Good evening. You're joining us live here on 6 p.m. Prime. I'm Akshita Nandagopal, and this evening we're going to be talking about all of the violence, the chaos that's broken out during Garba events, particularly in two states, in Madhya Pradesh and in Gujarat. Right-wing groups taking law into their own hands have decided to weed out all the non-Hindus at these Garba events, target them, some cases also resort to violence and throw them out. And the government has kept quiet through it all. There's a larger debate also about whether non-Hindus should be allowed at these Garba event venues or not. We're going to be talking about that and much, much more. As always, the headlines first. Proud moment for India and a massive boost for our forces. IAF inducts indigenously built light combat helicopter. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh carries out sortie of the newly inducted Prachand. Massive scare in Indian airspace. An Iranian flight heading to China receives bomb threat on board to land in Delhi. It was escorted out of India after refusing to land in Jaipur and Chandigarh. Since then has reached its destination in China. Bomb threat has been confirmed as a hoax. Rahul Gandhi faces flack from pro-Kannada groups after his face was put on posters with the Karnataka flag. Sonia touches down in Mysuru to join Congress Yatra on October 6th after a brief holiday in Coorg. Aid of Manish Sisodia and Arvind Kejriwal. Vijay Nair produced before CBI court in connection to Liquorgate Rao. CBI seeks his custody for 4 more days, claiming he's not cooperating in the investigation. They've been granted a few days of custody. Durga Pandal catches fire in Uttar Pradesh's Bhadohi, in which 5 people have lost their lives. Several others suffer burn injuries. And big revelation by Jammu and Kashmir DGP Dilbagh Singh in connection to the Udhampur attack, says it was carried out keeping in mind Home Minister Amit Shah's visit. Now, Garba festivities, something that's enjoyed across the country, has been marred by incidents of communalism and vigilantism. Now, we started off this broadcast by talking about how Garba events are filled with love, laughter, enjoyment, a lot of joy that's spread across. Now, at these Garba event venues in many parts of the country, particularly in Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat, we've been seeing vigilantism, violence breaking out. Why? Because right-wing groups have refused to allow non-Hindus, particularly Muslims, to enter inside. And the result of that is this. What we're showing you are just some incidents, 5 of them which we have handpicked here, in Ujjain, in Indore, in Bhopal, in Ahmedabad. All of these locations, you've seen one incident or the other of non-Hindus, particularly Muslim boys who enter these Garba event venues being dragged out by right-wing groups. They're doing ID card checks. They're ensuring that these Muslim boys, many of whom reportedly changed their name to enter into these Garba event venues, are pulled out. Why? Because fringe groups are saying that they enter these Garba event venues to promote love jihad, to indulge in love jihad and target Hindu girls. Let's get you details of what's played out in these locations in our next report.
Ujjain, Indore, Ahmedabad. Garba festivities in parts of Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh marred by controversy as Muslim youth who entered these venues were dragged out by fringe groups. In Ujjain, 3 Muslim youngsters were nabbed from a Garba venue and then beaten up by Bajrang Dal activists. In Indore too, 7 Muslim youth were cornered by Bajrang Dal activists when they tried to perform Garba inside a pandal. Every evening, these groups conduct searches and ID checks for anyone trying to enter the pandal. Chaos broke out at a Bhopal Garba event when a Muslim youth tried to enter the pandal claiming to be a Hindu. And in parts of Khargon, Hindu organizations launched a Tilak campaign to prevent non-Hindus to coming to Garba event. In Gujarat too, it's a similar story. Bajrang Dal and VHP volunteers are conducting checks at Garba pandals. And in Ahmedabad, 4 Muslims were cornered and one of them was trashed brutally. There was also a controversy at even a school event over Muslims taking out a tazia during Garba, leading to 4 teachers being suspended. These incidents of Garba events becoming communal flashpoints has led to a political war of words.
ये धार्मिक आयोजन है, इसमें पूरी शांति के साथ में, सौहार्दपूर्ण वातावरण के साथ में, धार्मिक भावनाओं के साथ में गरबा होता रहे, इसलिए आयोजनकर्ताओं से कहा है कि आई कार्ड देखकर ही वो प्रवेश दें।
पूजा और आराधना का मामला है, इसमें किसी को कैसे रोकोगे आप? कल से कहोगे कि मंदिर आना है तो कार्ड लेके आओ, तो ये इसका कोई औचित्य नहीं है।
The season of song and dance and spreading love is the latest Hindu-Muslim flashpoint. While some argue that Garba events are Hindu auspicious events and not a cultural dance fest, others have questioned when Garba stopping being inclusive. Bureau Report, India Today.
In the 2 states where there have been multiple incidents of violence that have been reported at these Garba events, let's bring in Hemendra Sharma, who's joining us live from Bhopal, Saurav Bhaktania, who's reporting from Ahmedabad. Hemendra, I'd like to begin with you. Good evening. In the state of Madhya Pradesh, there's actually an order from the Madhya Pradesh government to actually check the ID cards of everyone who enters inside these Garba event venues, yes?
Well, yes. The Home Minister in the run-up to the Garba had said that anyone who comes to a Garba Pandal, he has to get his identity card along with him and the organizers have to check it. And this was targeted at one particular community belonging to the minorities. The minority community was not just by the Home Minister but also the Cultural Minister of Madhya Pradesh. They asked them not to come to these pandals, and the organizers, who are the organizers who are checking them? These are Bajrang Dal people who are there at these pandals. They are checking these youths, and there have been incidents, a minor incident in Bhopal, but major incidents in Ujjain and Indore where youths belonging to a particular minority community, they were found inside these Garba pandals, they were thrashed, they were beaten, and then they were taken out of these events. So the Home Minister gave this direction before the Garbas started across the state, and now as they are happening in the state, Bajrang Dal activists, they are pointing out and figuring out these youths belonging to one particular minority community, and in some cases also thrashing them.
And many of these incidents, no action has been taken. Essentially, there's been a free passage given to these right-wing groups to go ahead and take law into their own hands and act like a moral police of sorts on the ground at these Garba event venues. Emboldened, no doubt, by the government's also step here by saying go ahead and check the ID cards of anyone who enters these venues. Saurav, I'll just come to you in a bit. I want to also get into the aspect of why is it that these right-wing groups right now are crying foul and saying that we cannot allow anyone who's not a Hindu to be a part of the festivities, the Navratri festivities, and be a part of the Garba event. Let's talk about that and the claims that have been made by these Hindu groups so far. Now, several of them have come out and said that this is an auspicious time for Hindus. It's not just a dance cultural fest, but something that holds deep religious significance for us. Now, when we had a conversation with many of these right-wing groups, here's what they said. They said that this is not a cultural practice, it's a religious practice for Hindus. And that's why anyone who believes in what we believe in our traditions and our values, can be a part of the celebrations. They've also said that essentially it's a celebration of 9 forms of Ma Durga. And what you see at these Garba venues are songs that are in praise of Ma Durga. They are performed in Hindu places of worship. Remember, at these Garba event venues, pujas are also held, which is why these groups are saying that it is an auspicious moment. It's not something that's just a dance fest. And that's why they're saying it's linked to our religion. These are the points that have been made by these groups to go ahead and defend and justify the steps they've taken in the last few days. Let me bring in Saurabh Bhaktania on this broadcast. He's reporting from Ahmedabad. Saurabh, good evening. In Gujarat also, we've seen multiple instances, like in Madhya Pradesh, of violence, of vigilantism really by these right-wing groups. Has any action been taken by the government, at least a warning that's been sounded off?
Well, absolutely, Akshita. Very good morning, and let me tell you that the Bajrang Dal activists along with the VHP activists are actually going on a random checks. They are going out on a loose spree. Basically, they are going to different Navratri pandals in Gujarat, especially in Ahmedabad, and they are actually doing surprise check. What also Akshita, they are doing is they stand outside such Navratri pandal in Ahmedabad. Here, this is one such pandal in riverfront in Ahmedabad. It will start at around 8:30 to 9 p.m. So what the Bajrang Dal and VHP activists do is they stand outside such Navratri pandal, they come up with the tilak, and whoever come to such Navratri pandal, they apply tilak on their faces. So this is how the things are going on. And like you asked that what actions have been taken, we try to speak to the government official, the police official, they're completely silent on it. No suo moto, no action of that sort. In fact, the Bajrang Dal and the VHP people are clearly telling us that they are bringing in more teams, more such teams who can go to more such places and do such surprise checks. So the situation is such that I spoke to some of the Muslim families in Ahmedabad itself. They clearly told us that for earlier years they used to go with whole family to such Navratri pandal, but this year they are afraid because on the very first day, Akshita, such incident had taken place where the Muslim youths in Sindhu Bhavan, Ahmedabad, were beaten up for going inside the Navratri pandal. So what the Muslim families are telling us now, that this year they have avoided to go to any Navratri pandal, and this year they are not going anywhere.
The problem is, like I said, that the administration also is doing nothing to stop these incidents of violence, to stop this kind of vigilantism on the ground. Let's hope that today, at least, the Garba events are completely peaceful in both these states. Thanks, Saurabh. Thanks, Hemendra, for joining us this evening. Let's get your breaking news coming in from Karnataka, where the BJP has now released a poster of PFI Bhagya, which shows Sidramaya holding a Tipu Sultan sword. Now, there is also a QR code which was started off by the Congress. The BJP is now using the same strategy to attack the Congress. And if you scan this QR code, it directs you to a website on cases withdrawn by Sidramaya against PFI when he was the Chief Minister. And that's why you see that particular picture that's been put up on that poster. Nagarjun Dwarkanath is joining us live from Bengaluru with more details on this. Nagarjun, pay CM posters, and now you have the BJP using essentially the Congress's toolkit to attack them, this time over PFI.
Well, that's true, Akshita. In fact, the Congress, when they released the PCM posters with the QR code, BJP is now trying to hit back and get back at the Congress and released a PFI Bhagya poster with Sidramaya holding a Tipu Sultan sword and wearing the same attire that Tipu Sultan wore. In that QR code, if you scan it, it takes to a website called pfibhagya.com, where Sidramaya, when he was the Chief Minister, allegedly had withdrawn several cases against PFI members because of the recommendations from his own party MLAs. So the BJP has said, look who was behind PFI, who was sympathizing with PFI. Today it was a double-engine Sarkar which has the courage to ban PFI, and Congress were always friends and supporters of PFI, and this website is a mirror to the Congress. Whenever they say, if the BJP has courage, let them ban PFI, we have done it. But look at the history that Sidramaya and Congress has done. They have always been supporters of PFI.
Any response that's coming from the BJP on this, from the Congress, I beg your pardon, on this, Nagarjun, on these posters that have been put out by the BJP, which says PFI Bhagya, which means the luck that PFI had thanks to Sidramaya?
Akshita, the QR code and the posters have been just released now. The Congress is yet to react. All the leaders are in Mysore today in the Yatra. So reaching them is getting even more difficult because they're in the remote villages of Mysore districts. And today is the last leg before the Yatra takes a 2-day break. So the Congress MLAs and office bearers are yet to react, but definitely in a couple of hours they will be taking it onto Twitter to react to what BJP has said. But the poster has just been released by the BJP official handle just few minutes back.
All right, we'll track the latest that come in, particularly with regards to the reactions from the Congress. Remember that Rahul Gandhi is currently in Karnataka. The Bharat Jodo Yatra is underway. Siddaramaiah, of course, is there with Rahul, part of the Yatra for the last many days. We'll be tracking all the latest that comes in. Thanks for the moment, Nagarjun. All right, let's get you details of another controversy that came in this morning, triggered by Mahatma Gandhi's face being used as the demon Mahishasura's face at the Durga Puja Pandal. This was in Kolkata. The Pandal was set up by the Akhil Bharatiya Hindu Mahasabha. The Durga Murti's demon idol face was replaced by Mahatma Gandhi's face. This was at the Durga Puja that was organized in Kolkata. The right-wing Hindu group recently defended this particular step and this pandal, saying that they viewed Mahatma Gandhi as a demon. They also demanded that the centre stop promoting Gandhi and remove his posters from everywhere, replace it instead with Netaji and other freedom fighters. After alleged pressure from the Home Ministry, from the central government, this particular pandal was removed, at least the Gandhi reference was removed and changed.
देखिए, पहले बात तो ये है कि मोहनदास करमचंद गांधी को हमने असुर रूप में बनाए नहीं, वो असुर है, लेकिन ये सच बात बोलने का जो साहस ये हर किसी के पास नहीं है। देखिए, हम लोग अखिल भारत हिंदू महासभा की तरफ से जो पूजा कर रहे थे, ये जो रिसेंबल है, ये जो मील है, वो नितांत ही ये हम लोग नहीं बनाए, कुछ मिला हो सकता है, लेकिन बात ये है यहाँ का माहौल ऐसे क्रिएट किया गया है कि ममता बनर्जी के बारे में, मोदी जी के बारे में बात हम लोग कर सकते हैं, नेताजी के बारे में बात कर सकते हैं, लेकिन ये मोहनदास करमचंद गांधी जिसको हम मानते हैं, आईएनए फोर्स का जो सैक्रिफाइस है, नेताजी का जो सैक्रिफाइस है, हमारा जो भगत सिंह जी का जो सैक्रिफाइस है, इसके पीछे ये मोहनदास करमचंद गांधी का जो भूमिका है, ये बहुत ही निंदाजनक है और इसको हम लोग धिक्कार जनाते हैं। इसीलिए हम लोग किए थे ये पूजा। ये चेंज क्यों किया आप लोग? देखिए, स्टिल नाउ हम लोग ये नहीं चाहते थे कि इसका जो फेस है, जो रूप है, इसको चेंज किया जाए, लेकिन प्रशासन, केंद्रीय सरकार का दबाव था और इसीलिए हम लोगों के ऊपर दबाव क्रिएट किया गया है कि हम लोग को चेंज करना चाहिए।
I'm not surprised. I'm not at all surprised by this. The only thing is I'd like to make it very clear that this is not a standalone thing of a lunatic fringe as it is being passed off as. This is part of the orchestrated campaign to malign and slander Bapu that has been going on ever since the forces that were instrumental in his murder have been orchestrating it, and it's being orchestrated right from the top of the Sangh Parivar and the present union government. Let's not mince words of that.
We are standing where the controversy created by Akhil Bharati Hindu Mahasabha, where the Durga Murti, the Durga Pratima, has been created in a way that it has been created that in the place of Asur, which is known as the negative energy of Ma Durga, in place of Asur they have been given a Vigraha, the Murti of Mahatma Gandhi, where they are claiming that Mahatma Gandhi is a Asur of this country, and they are blaming Mahatma Gandhi, and they are also blaming central government for this, that they are Mahatma Gandhi, that the allegation is this, that central government is allegedly promoting the Mahatma Gandhi, and they want Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and other freedom fighters to come in to get into the currency of this thing.
Now, while we're seeing all of these communal divides and much more, all these endless controversies, let's also get you some feel-good stories, some good news also about how Durga Puja truly unites the country. This is in West Bengal's Kolkata, where a Muslim-dominated locality has also organized Durga Puja celebrations for Hindu families living in the area.
Durga Puja celebrations at Sharif Lane on Alimuddin Street are special. This part of Kolkata, with predominantly Muslim population, had stopped celebrating Navratri 16 years ago after majority of Hindu families left this area. In 2021, residents of the area revived Durga Puja. This year too, they've come together to celebrate the festival. 20-year-old Shayanta Sens is the only Hindu Bengali family in the area now. His father was one of the original organizers of the Durga Puja in this locality.
It's a beautiful example of this Hindu-Muslim unity. Not even that, this communal harmony that we share in Bengal, I think it's a classical example. This Durga Puja revival, I think it's a miracle. I can only say one thing, it's a miracle.
The credit for reviving the puja goes to Tausif Rahman, who's also a resident here.
Durga Puja is in us, it's inside us, and we do respect. And especially for that one family who haven't seen Durga Puja from last 16 years, as a Bengali, as an Indian, I think it's our duty to arrange this.
A similar initiative has been undertaken 200 kilometers away from Kolkata in Tilabani village in Durgapur. The Muslim community in Tilabani have joined hands with Hindus in setting up the Puja Pandal here. They're also taking part in the festivities. This is India Today, India United. With Suryagni Roy in Kolkata, Bureau Report, India Today.
And that truly is the spirit of the Durga Puja celebrations in Kolkata, in Bengal.